start of the playoffs. Blackpool against Nottingham Forest, semi-final first leg of the Coca-Cola Championships. Blackpool unchanged for the fourth game in a row. They've already had their best season for 33 years. DJ Campbell, on loan from playoff rivals Leicester City, has been declared fit after injuring an elbow last week. Charlie Adam, though, is the catalyst, top scorer with 17 goals. He's also accumulated 14 yellow cards. Nottingham Forest made 8 changes last week as they'd already qualified for the playoffs. The big hitters are all back today, including their headline news. Skipper Paul McKenna returns for his first start since March after damaging his knee. And Chris Cohen has recovered from illness to take his place in the starting lineup.
Great atmosphere, Don, isn't it?
That's absolutely first class, and you can feel a difference between today's atmosphere and last week's, where Blackpool players, supporters, everybody felt the pressure of the occasion, but you get the feeling they're here to enjoy it this afternoon.
Away we go, and the whispers are that both sides are really going to go for it here, and we could have quite a match. Blackpool have been full of goals at home this season. The tangerine flag is even flying from the Blackpool Tower this week. Football fever has returned to this seaside town. And here they are on the front foot straight away. Away by Perch here for Nottingham Forest, who had that really wonderful unbeaten run in the middle of the season that had them on the brink of challenging for an automatic places. In the end, they couldn't keep pace with Newcastle and West Bromwich Albion.
I think the interesting thing about that was it was their away form, wasn't it, that really let them down as the season wore on. They haven't won away from home since January, since that magnificent performance against West Bromwich Albion, so they'll be a little bit aware of that. So getting the balance right, isn't it, between going for it and just making sure that you're still in this tie come Tuesday night.
Launch forward towards Wes Morgan, who's come up from the back for Nottingham Forest. Is Vaughan getting it away for Blackpool? Bound to be a few feisty challenges, you'd expect that, wouldn't you? But Charlie Adam in particular has to watch his step. One yellow card, that's it, he's out of the playoffs. Although, strangely, if he picks up a second yellow, which becomes a red, he'll only get a one-game ban and could be back for the final. Work that one out.
I don't think any right-minded person could they, really? Well, he didn't hold back last week, that's for sure, Charlie Adam. He launched himself into a couple of challenges, and he's just purely focused on the job in hand. And that, of course, today is to give Blackpool the advantage after this first leg.
He is Blackpool's top scorer. Ormerod trying to make headway down that side. Although Nottingham Forest have only won 4 games away from home this season in the Championship, they've drawn an awful lot, and they are pretty tough to beat.
He's got them very well organised, hasn't he, Billy Davis? A very tough nut to crack. Defensively very, very strong. Very, very well organised, disciplined. But Blackpool are a team. Been in the goals recently. They'll fancy their chances of scoring. I think it's 9 games on the trot that they've scored, Blackpool.
It's Tyson. Nottingham Forest, of course, in a change trip today. Redwood clash horribly with Blackpool's wonderfully distinctive tangerine strip they were wearing way back in that Stanley Matthews Stan Mortensen final in 1953. Crossed in towards Dexter Blackstock. Perch. Away by Seamus Coleman, the young right back who's on loan from Everton. He's missed out there. Here's Anderson. Overhit his cross. I'll tell you something as well, Don. This wind whipping off the North Sea today, making it feel like November here, that might be a factor as well.
Yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth. I think one of the Blackpool defenders, I think it was Seamus Coleman, misjudged the flight of that last ball. Blackpool kicking against the wind in this first half. Could be a factor.
Charged down by McKenna. It might drop here for Blackstock. Held up on the wind. Difficult moments for Blackpool, who, remember, fell behind early last week against Bristol City in that vital final game before getting the point that was enough in the end. And that's whistled over by Nathan Tyson.
That's a really good strike, isn't it? He wriggles his way free between a couple of Blackpool defenders. Get a fortunate ricochet, but decent strike. Lots of power. Just can't keep it down.
He's only scored once in his last 31 games, Nathan Tyson, but he's in there for his pace out wide today.
That's the big thing about Forest, you know. There's been a lack of goals away from home that has caused them problems. It's not like they haven't actually carved out chances. They've had their opportunities, just haven't been able to take enough of them when they've come their way. I was going to say, there's only Dexter Blackstock, isn't there, in the starting lineup in double figures, relative goal-scoring form.
Yeah, Rob Earnshaw, the top scorers on the bench. Now then, Charlie Adam to chip this one forward on the wing. Headed into the middle there, and not handled too well there by Lee Camp, but he did enough in the end.
One or two questions asked there of Forest defending from that set piece.
Phil Dowd, Premier League referee, has been given the appointment here, and he wants a word straight away here with Ian Abbott.
Tyson just kicks the ball away and lunges in, doesn't he, Ian Abbott? And he's just taken a yellow card for that challenge. It is a yellow card offence. That puts him on a bit of a tightrope, doesn't it? A long way to go.
With just the 85 minutes to survive. Everton was in the Blackpool side at Wembley, who were promoted from League One when they beat Yeovil 3 years ago, when Simon Grayson was the manager here. Keith Southern was in that side as well. And there's Billy Davis, who of course took Derby County up via the playoffs, got Preston into the playoffs a couple of times, once into a final as well. Knows his way around this end of season lottery. Is it a lottery, Don?
I do believe it is, Ian. Yeah. I don't think there's any other word that you can use to describe it, to be honest with you. Although it does help. Years have shown it does help to be going into the playoffs in reasonably decent form. And I think we've got 4 teams, haven't we? Always Blackpool included, in reasonably decent form.
Blackpool have taken 19 points out of the last 24 available, just to underline your point.
Their only defeat was away at Newcastle, wasn't it? St James's Park. They really have got their timing absolutely spot on, and it was from a free kick in this area. Brett Ormerod managed to get on the end of Charlie Adam free kick last weekend.
Oh, a lot of height there, really, apart from Everett. Adam with the set piece. A good delivery towards Ormerod. Couldn't quite get a clean header on it, and it's gone behind for a corner. It came off the defender perch last.
Well, the thing is, there's not a lot of height in there, but you don't need height when you get quality delivery in that. And they're claiming whether or not this should have been a penalty. It just hit the back of James Perch's hand, but there's no intent there.
I mean, you couldn't possibly have called that intentional handball.
No, absolutely not.
Craney to launch it forward this time for Blackpool, who are looking to whip up a bit of a storm here. The noise level is quite incredible.
Well, twice now, you know, big Ian Everett, the centre-half, has found himself being marked by, I think that was Majewski trying to mark him there from that diagonal ball, which is absolute madness. And twice he's knocked it down into a dangerous area.
This time it's a lower, flatter one. Everett got something on it, and then DJ Campbell unable to keep his shot down.
Like I say, they may not be the biggest in the world, but they've got Everett. He flicks it on there, and that's very, very awkward as that fall. But this was the claim for handball. Ormerod does well. He gets up, and that just hits Perch on the arm. Referees can't give that. No intent whatsoever. But you have to say, could have been a pretty decisive deflection there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that the header was goal-bound, and it unknowingly it did hit his arm, which was raised.
Well, one of the other things as well, they say that you need to win playoffs is a little bit of luck. Not
much doubt about that, I think. Big test of nerve and bottle for the players, of course. Maybe just a question of which players can conquer that to show the necessary quality to win a couple of football matches on aggregate anyway. Shift forward again towards Vaughan. It's a difficult one for him to control, coming over his shoulder.
Well, they do make good runs from midfield, don't they? David Vaughan the furthest forward there. Charlie Adams spends a lot of time getting forward. Part of the way Ian Holloway has got this Blackpool unit working, isn't it?
And he's done a fabulous job here, really, in his own very individualistic way, which included doing a team talk with model teddy bears one day on Boxing Day. Charlie Adam was revealing. So it gave the players a laugh, but they went out and won 2-0 afterwards.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? The results. He will do whatever it takes, Ian Holloway. And you're right, he's done a magnificent job here.
The wind is difficult. His Baptiste has been in fine form for Blackpool. Would be quite a comeback for him if Blackpool got to the Premier League, because he was playing in the conference with Mansfield not too long ago. Forest have a player down here.
Really, really awkward tumble, isn't it? Nathan Tyson just goes over the back and he just gets his arm down that lands really heavily. He's riding over the back there of Charlie Adam. Really awkward fall, and hopefully he'll be all right in a second.
That would not have been a happy landing, of course, but they want to keep this shape, don't they? This 4-3-3 shape, and Tyson's quite vital to that, because Earnshaw's an out-and-out striker you'd use in a 4-4-2, isn't he, Don?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely spot on. You can't imagine Robert Earnshaw playing out there wide on the right, can you?
They could bring on George Boyd on the left and put Anderson on the other side, I guess, but I mean, they'll be hoping Tyson's all right.
Definitely. They've set themselves up, haven't they? They've got the power and presence of Dexter Blackstock, they've got the pace of Tyson down one side, and they've got the trickery of Anderson down the other side, and really, those three are firing. They're a handful for any defence at this level.
Everett hits it long and a bit aimlessly, in truth. I say the pitch is looking a bit better this week. The grass, it almost looked like the savannah here last week against Bristol City, didn't it? Very long.
Very, very long. It's been cut right down.
Baptiste won the header, Majewski, and then Cohen! Oh, what a strike that is! A brilliant goal! Chris Cohen for Nottingham Forest. That is pure quality.
It is pure quality, and you know what? We're right behind it here from our vantage point. And the really, really clever thing about this is that he knows that he's downwind, Chris Cohen, so he doesn't try and really smash it. He guides it with the outside of that left boot. It's absolute perfection. It's about the only place in the goal that he could have hit where Gilks wouldn't have got a hand on it. Absolutely magnificent strike, technically perfect, and a wonderful goal.
And this from a player who nearly didn't play today because he's been suffering from mumps. What a hit that was from Cohen.
Very clever strike, you know. He did not try and smash it hard. He knew that he was downwind. He used the wind, didn't he, to guide it. Wind helped get the power on the strike. Absolute perfection.
Wonderful start for Nottingham Forest, and here's Anderson trying to run Seamus Coleman and getting the better of him too. Still Anderson, looks good, Blackstock is here! And the goalkeeper jumps, but the flag was up. Wouldn't have counted.
Well, I think Dexter Blackstock makes a mistake here. Watch where he comes from, Dexter Blackstock. Anderson has got a one-on-one with Baptiste, but Blackstock goes into the space, drags other defenders. You can see he's offside. And it's a bad decision by Blackstock. If he'd have held his position in the centre, Anderson would have had a 1v1.
Well, look at this ball for DJ Campbell. Cuts inside, still Campbell. Can he get the shot away here? Southern is there as well. Wouldn't just drop for a Blackpool player. Adam too, and Forest scramble it away.
Got to get a strike away there. Got to get a shot off.
Now here's McKenna. Back after his long injury, playing for the first time in 2 months. Billy Davies said, don't worry, he's fit all right. Got plenty of work into him on the training ground. Shooting a few practice matches. I think he's been fit really for about 10 days or so. They've been just waiting for this.
Yeah. He's a really important player, isn't he, Paul McKenna, for Nottingham Forest. It's got a really open feel to it, hasn't it, this game? End to end almost, probably too open for Blackpool's liking.
And Tyson again trying his luck. It's almost the story of gone with the wind so far for Blackpool.
Well, sometimes, you know, players prefer playing against the wind, but certainly Forest using the wind to get strikes away, and this is as good as it gets. Outside of the left boot. I'm not sure he'll hit a better one than that in the rest of his career. Absolutely magnificent.
It's only his 4th goal of the season, that, Chris Cohen. What a time to get it. And this was a player, of course, who 3 years ago helped knock Nottingham Forest out on that traumatic night when they conceded 5 at home in the second leg, wasn't it, against Yeovil. Yeah. Him and Aaron Davis then made the move on. Now there's Taylor Fletcher on the turn for Blackpool. It's a helter-skelter kind of game here already.
15 minutes in and the shots are raining in, aren't they, from all over the place. This time Taylor Fletcher on the turn. It would have been more spectacular than the goal we've seen from Cohen. He must be thrilled with the way that his team are doing. They look solid at the back, don't they? They look a real threat on the counter-attack.
Cohen, by the way, was one of 5 players who were playing today who were left out at Scunthorpe last week. They have that luxury, Forest, freshening everybody up, ready for the playoff campaign. And you were saying that might not have worked, of course.
Well, it's all about, it's a gamble, isn't it? You know, it's not like a switch that you can flick on and off, but Billy Davies is meticulous. One of the most meticulous managers you'll ever find. Preparation, absolutely vital, and he felt it was important to keep his players fresh. They've known for a long time that they were going to be in the playoffs. And so far, you'd have to say, he's got it right.
Cohen curled into a really gorgeous area. Morgan only needed to get a touch on that, and it was 2-0.
Well, we were waxing lyrical about Charlie Adams' delivery last week. That's equally as good. It's brilliant, isn't it? And he's so close, isn't he? Wes Morgan comes right round the back, and it's almost the bounce that takes it away from his leg. Any kind of contact may have seen Forest 2 up.
Launched long towards Gary Taylor Fletcher. Morgan says, come and get it, to Lee Camp, who arrives in time. Kept 6 clean sheets in a row this season for Nottingham Forest. That was a record. Not even Peter Shilton did that.
Well, I think a quality goalkeeper, isn't he? But certainly aided by a fantastic defensive unit that Billy Davies has assembled.
Anderson, hint of a handball. Cohen inside. Chris Cohen again, from the sublime to the ridiculous.
Well, it's one of those moments that if he gets through, if Forest prevail, he'll be able to look back and laugh at.
Always been a highly regarded player, isn't he, Chris Cohen? He didn't make it at West Ham United. He was on their books, not in a serious way anyway, but he's been a key man for Forest this season.
They've just lost a little bit of momentum, haven't they, Blackpool? Haven't really been able to get their key players in the game. One of them right there in your picture, Charlie Adam, furthest man forward.
Still early days, though, really, isn't it, in a two-legged tie, this?
It is. We saw, didn't we, last week? They went behind against Bristol City within the first 15 minutes or so. And they responded terrifically. They were the dominant force in that game, and they got their reward.
Cohen Through to Anderson, who turned quite neatly. Vaughan will have to be nifty in getting that one away. Southern helps it on. Now here's Charlie Adam. Adam again from Blackpool, and a misdirected pass at a key moment. Just stunned by that goal, understandably so, Blackpool. But they're a side of enormous spirit. You wouldn't write them out of this at all, would you?
No, certainly not. I would say such a long, long way to go. Let's not forget it's 2 games, just about 20 minutes into the first leg of this tie. Awful lot of football to be played.
Blackpool just edging out unlucky Swansea at the depth in the season to finish 6th. Costly defeat away to Sheffield United, wasn't it, for Swansea, the penultimate weekend.
The big problem for Swansea was that they just didn't score goals. It was their undoing all season long. Had they had anybody that scored goals, they would have been definitely in the playoffs. It's another free kick, and I think Wes Morgan's very, very unlucky to be penalised for that. Clearly gets the ball.
Looked like it, didn't it? How vital might that be? Phil Dowd's given it.
Well, again, we've already had an example of quality delivery from this fella.
Baptiste's forward from the back. Not quite such a good quality that time. Well played by Craney. Both him and Ormerod played for Billy Davis when he was the Preston manager in the playoffs. Now they're looking to scupper him. Here is Ormerod looking to flick it on. He didn't, because Wilson was there. Coleman. Here's Gary Taylor. Fletcher has been converted into a central striker these days. Southern was looking to attack it. Wilson getting it away. Those 2 Nottingham lads at the back. Wilson and Morgan with a big job today.
Well, Brett Ormerod was right behind Kelvin Wilson there, wasn't he? Waiting to get on the end of that. Not the biggest, but decent in the air, Brett Ormerod.
Here comes across, very well grabbed by Lee Camp, who's had an impressive season. £150,000 from QPR. Looks good money spent.
Super take, isn't it? Just what you want as a defender. A dominant goalkeeper that will come and put balls like that out of the air.
Away by Craney. Nottingham Forest still leading by that wonderful goal from Chris Cohen, looking to return to the big league for the first time in 11 years. Forest.
I think people were talking about how Blackpool are the only team that have done the double over Nottingham Forest this season, aren't they? Very, very different circumstances. Way back in mid-September at the City Ground. Forest haven't lost there since. And obviously, just about a month or so ago, a very different-looking Nottingham Forest team came here and lost. So
yeah, they lost 3-1, didn't they, Don? But they left out a few, didn't they, that day? They kind of knew they were in the playoffs already. Pretty much full strength today. Is Everett. Showed quite a lot of the ball to Blackstock, but got away with it. So misdirected ball from Adam, who's not quite pulling the strings yet in the way Blackpool would like. Has to have pain-killing injections, doesn't he, in an ankle problem before matches. I don't know how serious a problem that is. It's a goal kick.
at this stage of the season, you just get through any way you can, don't you? And that's what Charlie Adam's doing. Well, they were claiming a corner, weren't they? Hard to see the contact there. It would have been minimal. He may have brushed his head. I can understand why the referee didn't spot that.
to ground. There will be a free kick here for Blackpool.
Good burst from midfield, wasn't it, by Southern? And under pressure from two Forest players.
Adam with an interesting ball for Taylor Fletcher. Now Coleman. Then he let a shot go with the left foot here. No, he wanted to get it on his right. Ever can play it back in. Surely, Southern, goal! 1-1. Blackpool at level. It's Keith Southern who's done it for them.
Well, it's clever. It's really clever. And the right back, young Seamus Coleman, plays a massive part in producing this goal. And we didn't write Blackpool off. We said there was a long way to go, and they are right back at it. But watch where Coleman picks this ball up and where he ends up, all the way across the penalty area. And then he's got the presence of mind to find Ever, who plays a ball in. It gets a little bit of a lucky deflection, but it falls perfectly for Keith Southern. And they credit Blackpool for getting all those bodies there. And Southern can nearly get something on it. Kelvin Wilson on the line nearly gets something on it, but they just between them cannot keep that out. And it's game on.
Well, if Kelvin Wilson had kept that out, he might have been sent off.
Yep.
Because it looked like his hand, didn't it? What a comeback from Blackpool. Taylor Fletcher. Southern scored in the semi-final last time Blackpool were in the playoffs here. That was against Oldham. Division down from this, of course.
Well, it's Nottingham Forest now, isn't it, that have just got to regroup, just got to get their composure. Because listen to the crowd and look at the body language of the Blackpool players. They are up for it.
They had their biggest crowd for 32 years here last week against Bristol City. It was only 12,296, but I should tell you the capacity here at the moment with all the redevelopment is only 13,200. This will be bigger again. Bet on that. Sellout. Now then, Majewski. Terrific game here so far. Anderson for Forest. Chipped up. Blackstock off the other side of the bar and then over. Goodness me. So nearly Forest back in front, but Tyson couldn't keep that final effort down.
Oh, I don't think anybody can believe that ball has stayed out. What a break that is. Majewski and Cohen down this left-hand side. They work it beautifully. And that's a brilliant ball in. And Blackstock, he must feel that he's going to score. It loops off his head onto the bar. And it's the bounce, isn't it, that Tyson cannot get his foot up high enough. Look at how high that ball bounced down off the crossbar. We spoke about a little bit of luck required to win playoffs. Well, it wasn't going Forest's way there.
Well, it's a tumultuous confrontation here so far.
Both said, they both indicated that they were going to go for this game, didn't they, before the start? And they certainly have kept their word.
Gunter with the header away for Forest. Blackpool do always look as if they've got goals in them. They've scored in 43 of 50 matches.
It's impressive, isn't it?
Coleman dispossessed by Anderson. That's quite a battle between those two. Anderson's looked a real live wire, the former Liverpool man. And he's found Blackstock there. Might bounce to get the flags up here.
Blackstock just strayed, didn't he? Shouldn't be offside.
Well, Blackpool level. Keith Southern, big roll by Seamus Coleman.
Well, it's a brilliant run, isn't it? But then the most impressive thing is the composure he shows at the end and the awareness. And then Everett plays the ball. It gets a little deflection, but certainly doesn't care. Keith Southern wasn't going to miss from there.
Baptiste for Blackpool, back to Everett. Remember, he's been booked. It on. Blackpool relying on this high-energy attacking game that they play to get the job done here at Bloomfield Road today in the wind. Good tracking back by Tyson. We'll get a free kick.
Where Blackpool will want to see Nathan Tyson tracking Stephen Craney back. he's doing that. He can't be running the Blackpool defenders the other way.
Two famous old clubs here, and interestingly, it's the first time in 75 meetings that they've met outside of the league. Never been drawn together in a cup competition. League Cup, FA Cup, forget it. Never. And here they are meeting in a playoff. An absolutely monumental fixture, of course, as it will be again for the second leg on Tuesday night at the City Ground. See Deloitte, the accountant, say that promotion to the Premier League is now worth £90 million.
Staggering, isn't it? Staggering figure.
So it's a good day to be on form, really, if you're a player in a game like this.
He'll be on form again on Tuesday as well. Delicately poised here.
Morgan won the header for Nottingham Forest, who very nearly retook the lead immediately after conceding the equaliser. Cohen, good challenge, won the ball fair and square. And Chris Gunter. Cohen again. Nice quality from Nottingham Forest. Majewski looking to thread one through. Baptiste gets it out of harm's way. But they have got some invention, haven't they, Forest?
Well, they have, you know, they can be quiet for a little period of time, then all of a sudden they burst into life. They have got bundles of energy, bundles of pace. And they do spring very, very quickly from back to front.
Anderson invented something there, nearly set it up for Blackstock, who's in again for this, but Jukes, the goalkeeper, is there. He's taken over this season from Paul Rahubka in goal. Good hold-up play, wasn't it, by Blackstock? And now Majewski, movement ahead of him.
Tyson was looking for the early balls. He ran all the way across the line from that right-hand side. Trying to get in behind that Blackpool defence with his pace. Hasn't really been able to get in behind them as yet.
As they did last week, Blackpool having to pull back a goal deficit. Only 4 teams have won here in the regular season. That was West Bromwich Albion, Leicester City, and then Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley as well. Here comes a cross in towards DJ Campbell. Gunter got it away. Coleman again. Southern.
It's a clever ball, you know. Brett Omeron wasn't expecting it.
Cohen, Anderson stays down injured after that, and he's been a real thorn in Blackpool's side so far as well.
It's Charlie Adam again with a challenge, you know. The referee. And just watch this as Anderson back heels that. Charlie Adam comes in. He's a little bit late. He just slips, doesn't he? I think it's just loses his footing, and that's what causes the collision. Within 2 or 3 minutes, you can normally run those off. Let's hope so for his sake.
And he certainly can run, can't he? Majewski again. To be the catalyst really for Nottingham Forest. Wilson. Baptiste with an unusual header, but it worked. Ball did go out of play on its journey, even if it came back in again. 3 minutes or so from the break here. Forest ahead with a picture book goal from Chris Cohen, Blackpool level through Keith Southern. It's on by McKenna, and the goalkeeper, was he fouled? Yeah, it looked like it.
I don't think there's any dispute in that, is there? Certainly high bouncing ball. Baptiste leaves it for the goalkeeper. Leads with his arm, doesn't he, Blackstock?
Long and straight. Taylor Fletcher did well to win that. Tension almost palpable here. Just the way we like it, really, in the playoffs. Tremendous fun, unless you happen to be a fan of one of the teams, and then it's just torture.
Great for the neutral, isn't it?
Forest have never been promoted by the playoffs. They've lost 5-4 on aggregate a couple of times in semis, which is a bit heartbreaking. McKenna helps it forward. Out it goes, another Tyson effort. What a block that is from Everett, who got straight up again. That looked as if it might have knocked him unconscious. There was so much power on the ball. To find Taylor Fletcher. Good work from Calvin Wilson for Nottingham Forest. There's Cohen. Anderson, he's okay again. Can he get a shot in here? Baptiste off balance, gets it away. Not very far though. Anderson again. Cohen. Gunter for Forest. Offside. Good
little period, wasn't it? Forest there. With opportunities to get shots away, but Blackpool dogged in the defending. You can see that Tyson has just strayed the wrong side. I think both managers will be relatively pleased, maybe for slightly different reasons actually. In Holloway, because his team have once again shown a bit of spirit, a bit of character coming from behind. I think Billy Davis will be pleased with the fact that Forest started well, got the goal, and the game's all square away from home.
Having said that, Forest will take 1-1, wouldn't they?
You would imagine so, wouldn't you?
They're a long way from achieving 1-1, mind you. Here's DJ Campbell. He can't play against Leicester City should they reach the final and Blackpool too. So if Blackpool do get through, he might be hoping his parent club actually get beaten by Cardiff City. Not that he'd ever say that publicly. Wouldn't think so anyway.
I'm sure so. I won't say that publicly.
But who doesn't want to play at Wembley?
Oh, absolutely.
Wilson to get it forward. Tyson, back to McKenna, cute little ball to Cohen. Back to Anderson again. He's taken a deflection. It will be a Forest corner very, very late in the half.
They've got to stay strong here, Blackpool. The last thing they can afford to do. Concede before half-time. Change the complexion of the mood in the dressing room, both dressing rooms.
Can Forest sneak back in front? Majewski plays it in. Morgan here! Off the line! Coleman was there, so was the goalkeeper.
Well, between them, they do very, very well, the goalkeeper and Coleman. As Morgan does well as well. Does that strike the post? It's a really good effort, isn't it, from the big centre-half? It's a really good, clean connection on that.
Another close thing, and another corner. We're not done yet in this first half. Deep towards Calvin Wilson! Out from underneath the bar. And Blackpool breathe a sigh of relief again, so do their fans here.
Stephen Craney, you know, the left back. Forest really threatened, didn't they, from both of those corners.
That's half-time. To say the first half was eventful would be an understatement. Chris Cohen with a simply wonderful goal to put Nottingham Forest in front.
A Rams production.
Hi, my name's Abby, and I own a hair salon called Abby Cadabra. I'm magic with hair. Now, like other small business owners, I have lots of responsibilities and little free time. So I called Rams, because each Rams office is an owner-operated small business, just like me. And like my hairstyles, their home loans are cutting edge, so to speak. Rams has loans specially designed for the self-employed, with no hassles, simplified paperwork, and attractive interest rates and features. Like a line of credit. So if I'm below my credit limit, I get flexible repayment options, letting me pay more when I've got plenty of income coming in, and less when I don't. Sheer genius. Plus, I get the same discounted rate that employed people qualify for. That's not always the case with other lenders, especially since my income isn't exactly consistent from month to month. Rams even help me from pre-approval of my loan through to loan settlement, and all at my local Rams office. Yep, they're definitely a cut above the rest.
Got a dream of owning a home? Rams can help you realise it. SMS HOME or call 13RAMS. That's 137267.
Sea salt and balsamic vinegar. A new inspired combination by Red Rock Deli.
Can't touch this.
The new Nissan Jualas shift what a hatch can be. So it's causing a little envy amongst other car makers. Because it's the hatch with outstanding space and flexibility, a high driving position, and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. It's the hatch that can take whatever your life throws at it. In fact, the new Nissan Jualas is untouchable.
You can't touch this.
Shift the way you move.
My name is Gary and I'm a bricklayer, the best in town, maybe even Australia. I'll build you a house using bricks and mortar, and I'll work in a sillet, fathers lock up your daughters. I got all my tools, I'm the building site. If I got to ensure, I got to do it right. My tools, my youth, my shorts, my blue healer. You help me out if somebody steal her. Gary.
Whatever you do,
Bricklayer.
we work with you in CGU.
All our biggest stars in Melbourne for one last match before they head off to the world's biggest sporting event. Let's give them a send-off they won't forget. 2010 FIFA World Cup farewell match. Qantas Socceroos versus the New Zealand All Whites. Book your seats now at Ticketek.
And Forest in their change strip, all blue today, getting us underway.
Hope to reproduce that performance of the first half, won't they? Nottingham Forest, just with the added finishing touches, if you like. Certainly did create the best opportunities. Blackpool made the most of the limited opportunities that they had.
Ian Holloway, resplendent in his tangerine tie again. The fashion accessories are important too, apparently. It's Ormerod with the header. 33 now. Brett Ormerod has really been around the game. And as we were saying, part of the start of the Blackpool revival. 4th tier side they were back in 2001. And every time they've been promoted since, it's been via the playoffs. Is history going to repeat itself?
There's certainly no better way of getting promoted, to say that. However, the feeling you get when you lose, no worse a feeling.
There's no bad way of being promoted, mind, is there? Here's Dexter Blackstock. Anderson again. Adam muscling him out of it. Adam, who might have picked up that horrible 15th booking, which would have triggered the ban, which would knock him out of the playoffs completely, the rest of them anyway. But so far, so good.
He got away with one, didn't he? Particular one, really.
How important might the substitutes be? I wonder as this goes on. There's Rob Earnshaw, isn't there, on that bench for Nottingham Forest. 15 goals this season.
Several attacking options, haven't they, Nottingham Forest? Goldrick and Garner, as well as Earnshaw.
Well, it's a measure of the depth of the squad, isn't it, that they can leave out the top scorer.
It is, I think. He'll be disappointed not to be on the pitch, but he may yet get his moment.
Southern with the flick on. Calvin Wilson is there. Now then, Ormerod in behind here. That's a really good block by Morgan to stop that going into the danger area. No overstating how important that was.
Would have been fairly quiet, haven't they, the front three of Blackpool. Brett Ormerod bursting into life there. Is a good block by Wes Morgan, and Blackpool will hope to see a little bit more of their front three in this second half.
Here's the cross. Ormerod wasn't tall enough to reach it.
And again, it's another decent ball, isn't it? Fizzed in with pace. I'm just surprised Blackpool had nobody coming round the back there. Like I said, I think the front three have been particularly quiet. And like I also said, I think he'll be relatively pleased that his team went in level. He'll expect a little bit more, perhaps, going forward from his team in the second half.
The onus is rather on them to go to Nottingham with an advantage, Blackpool. Not that they'd be out of it, of course, if it stayed like this. Particularly having won 1-0 there earlier on in the season. Mind you, Forest created and missed a lot of chances that day, should be said. Good little flick on towards Ormerod there by Taylor Fletcher. Just looking to try and build up a head of steam. Blackpool really get Forest on the back foot.
Forest have a little bit of a dilemma, haven't they? Because if it stays like this and there's a long way to go, it's a pretty good result for Nottingham Forest, but got to get the balance right between going for another goal and keeping things nice and tight. At the moment, start of this second half, sat back a little bit for me, Nottingham Forest.
Dexter Blackstock's done very well. And he had players arriving, notably Nathan Tyson on the far side. Here's Majewski. Blackstock again. And just getting involved there rather unnecessarily. Now the referee's going to have to step in here with Coleman over there and Adams there too. And well, this is silly, really. That all blew up out of nothing.
It's madness, absolute madness. Absolute madness. He's lost his head, you know, Dexter Blackstock there. Got involved with Seamus Coleman when there was no need to do so. The fullback was trying to get the ball back, trying to take a quick throw-in. And from there on, Blackstock just lost his head a little bit.
Now, how's Phil Dowd going to deal with this? Usually with a good deal of common sense. He has a good empathy usually with the players and knows about the tensions, but there are going to be yellow cards here. Now, Adams got himself out the way. Coleman being spoken to here, and Blackstock too. Now, if Charlie Adam really needs to get himself about 50 yards away, doesn't he?
He heard you, look. A very experienced referee, isn't he? He sent everybody away. He's having a calm word with both of them, and you hope that no more than a yellow card's coming here.
Yellow card for both.
I think Coleman may feel a little bit aggrieved. I don't know. Initial reaction is that it's a little nudge on Blackstock, but then Coleman is just trying to get the ball back, and Blackstock just reacts. And there's no need to react. And Charlie Adam gets involved again, and like you said, he needs to keep himself away from situations like that.
Walk away from trouble when you can, like the old song. He'll claim he was breaking it up.
And I think he was.
Yeah.
You know, that could be misconstrued.
Just a sign, though, of the tension bubbling under the surface here, really, that, because that just something in nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's where you've just got to keep your head. Keep disciplined.
Easy up here, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Absolute doddle.
You never played here, did you, Blackpool?
No, I didn't have that pleasure, I'm afraid. No.
Amazing. Now then, Blackstock again, doing a good job as that lone striker, keeping the Blackpool defenders honest. Hit the bar as well, remember, Blackstock first half. Adam. Calvin Wilson getting it away. Those two look pretty solid back there, bar the goal. Wilson and Morgan for Forest.
I really like them as a combination, you know. Big, strong lads, but they're very athletic as well. Pass the ball. It's a combination that has worked extremely well for Nottingham Forest this season.
Betting in this division, by the way, Forest and Cardiff 9-4, Leicester 3-1, Blackpool 100-30. The bookies are really giving away money there, aren't they? Now then, here's DJ Campbell. Ormrod. Campbell again goes down in the box, and it's a penalty. The penalty is given.
Look at James Perch. That's my initial reaction. He's not running over. He's not waving his arms. He's not complaining. I just think DJ Campbell does what a good striker does. In a bit of a debate about how that's happened, but DJ Campbell just gets himself across. Oh, he's got a red card out, you know.
Well, let's have a look at this again. It's a yellow card he's got in his hand here. But we're going to get the penalty first. Charlie Adam here to put Blackpool ahead. Perch, yellow card.
I think he'll be relieved, actually, that that's yellow, because that clearly was a goal-scoring opportunity. And situations like that before, notably Carling Cup final.
Now then, Blackpool, Adam, 2-1, he's done it. Another goal from the top scorer and talisman, and Blackpool have a vital lead.
Well, I wondered about him, you know, because he scored in the fixture here a month ago. He scored at the City Ground. Sometimes players have clubs that they always seem to score against, and is Nottingham Forest Charlie Adams' club, because he's very composed. It's a real pressure penalty, probably the most high-pressure penalty he's ever taken in his life. And you know what? You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't even know it, would you? But look at that. Campbell gets across James Perch. Luckily for James Perch, I think Wes Morgan is coming round on the cover, so look where Wes Morgan is. I think that's what saved him, maybe, from a red card. But there's clear contact. DJ Campbell cuts across him, and there's a coming together. And he didn't argue, did he?
Oh, Anderson looking to wind a way through. He felt that Everett, who's already been booked, had just nudged him out the way there at a crucial moment. The temperature here is definitely rising.
Well, I was looking at Phil Dowd as he was going up to this situation, and I don't know whether he raised his arm, didn't he?
He did.
Knocked Anderson away, and I'm not sure Phil Dowd Didn't realise. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. Phil Dowd was almost going for his pocket as he was coming up to that situation, and then I think he realised it was Everett who'd already been booked.
Now then, chance for Forest to equalise straight away. Cohen's left foot would be favourite, you'd think, from this sort of angle, though Majewski's there as well. It is Cohen, and it is over.
It's tame, isn't it? It's very, very, very tame. You think of the strike that he scored from, trying to dink that in, and we'll have a man back on the line in Baptiste. The goalkeeper's got plenty of time to get over. It's not his best effort.
Now, tangerine dreams indeed for Blackpool. I suppose there's the question of whether McKenna can go 90 minutes as well after so long out.
He looks comfortable at the moment, doesn't he? Really, his duties have been defensive, haven't they, in front of that back four, trying to mop things up. I don't think it's been overly energy sapping on him, so you would think he'd be all right for now.
Blackpool at the moment, they're asking the big questions. 2-1's manageable, 3-1 would get serious. Wind assisted as well, of course. Now Blackpool, it is a bit of a gale howling down from the direction of the Blackpool Tower.
It's been a super start to the second half, hasn't it, for Blackpool? Been dominating possession, and they've got their reward for that in the shape of the goal.
Taking control of this. Now then, Nottingham Forest. Can they move up a gear again? Shot there by Anderson, who's claiming handball on the way through. He was the only one who claimed it, to be honest. Southern, he won't get that.
No.
Well, was there a hand, I wonder? Paul Anderson thought there was.
Well, Anderson goes in, doesn't he, and he strikes it. It's a long way away from the defender, and has he got his hands in front of his body, Baptiste? He just brings him in front, doesn't he? The referee officially felt that it struck him on the chest.
As I say, nobody else appealed, and one or two of the other Forest players were closer. Here's Adam again. Challenge from McKenna. There's a booking again here. Oh, he pulled out a red for a minute and then put it away.
Wrong pocket. He went to the wrong pocket.
He went to the wrong. Goodness me.
But again, McKenna feels that he's got the ball here. He slides in from the side, and he may well get a little bit of the ball, but I think he gets Charlie Adam first, doesn't he? Just a fraction. It's a close call. You can see why the referee gave that.
The yellow card count is rising. Grayson plays out in, Adam rather. Don't know where I got Grayson from. He's managing Leeds United. Big game for them today.
Mistaken identity
yes.
there. I don't think Simon Grayson had a left foot like that, did he?
That is a big game they've got today as well, isn't it? Bristol Rovers, what a race that is too in League One.
It's a huge game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talk about pressure. Two teams under pressure out there, but quite a few teams at the top of League One under pressure as well.
Tyson. Vaughan gets it away. Blackpool have a player down. On the far side is Keith Southern, who's taken a blow in the face, we think. Game goes on, though. Cohen. Good ball back. Blackstock. Wouldn't come for Anderson. Craney, who got it away.
Dexter Blackstock completely misses the header there, doesn't he? It would have been controversial because Keith Southern was down on the ground, holding his face. It's a head injury. But as this ball is pulled back to Blackstock, look, it goes to head it and just glances it, doesn't get any meat on it.
There's some blood there, I think, which is why he may have to go off for some running repairs, possibly. The goal scorer, or the first goal scorer for Blackpool, at any rate. The finals 2 weeks today at Wembley. Hope they've got the pitch sorted out.
Well, let's hope so.
Blackpool with 2 wins in the regular season over Nottingham Forest, and now leading them again here. And Charlie Adam has scored in all 3 of those matches.
Turned it around completely, haven't they? Because we saw really in the first half, just felt that Nottingham Forest had the edge in regards to quality. Blackpool are the ones really forcing the issue now.
Baptiste launches it long. Well, there's a reminder of the Blackpool glory days. Jimmy Armput, he's got a stand named after him here now, Jimmy. And absolutely loving this. His side 2-1 up. Should read his book. He used to cycle to some of the games in his day here.
I just wonder whether he can really quite believe it. This Blackpool team, such low resources, second lowest average crowd in the Championship. So close to making that dream of Premier League football a reality.
It would be an amazing story, but it's a long way from happening yet. Cohen to play this one in. Come on here to Tyson. He's got a good cross away there. Blackstock just couldn't get the power and direction. It was a difficult one for him.
It was. He gets up really well. I mean, this is what Dexter Blackstock really thrives on. Good crosses into the box. He's moving backwards. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to readjust his feet. He's trying to guide that down into the corner. It's a good effort. You can see a little bit of frustration in that Forest bench.
Blackstock will be 24 2 days before the playoff final. So you can guess the kind of birthday present he has in mind. Look at the room here for Adam. Oh, look at that. DJ Campbell, wasteful really. Wonderful chance, and he goes begging.
Well, he shows a lot of confidence to take this on first time, but I'm not really sure it's the right decision. He's in acres of space, isn't he? It's a great ball by Adam. Maybe a touch and then a strike would have been the order of the day, but he tries to bend it into that far corner, gets horribly underneath it. And in the end, it's a really glorious opportunity that's gone a begging there.
Robert Earnshaw may be introduced shortly by Nottingham Forest, we're hearing. Vaughan got it away. That looked like a foul by Perch, but no. Play on because Blackpool have possession anyway. There he is, Robert Earnshaw, who holds the record of scoring a hat-trick in all 4 divisions and in international football as well. It's one of those regular quiz questions.
Well, he is a goal scorer, isn't it? There's no question about that. 15 in 32 appearances for Nottingham Forest this season. Terrific ratio. And we wondered, didn't we? I guess if things were going a little better for Forest, he might not have got his chance. Rob Earnshaw, but it looks like he's going to get one now.
Vaughan picked a nice-looking ball towards Ormerod, but Kelvin Wilson stuck out a leg. Everett won the header. Forest trying to find a response. They had the lead, now they're behind. Oh, Majewski taken out by Vaughan there, and yeah, another card.
I don't think he can have any complaints about that, can he? And well done to Majewski for getting up quickly and not rolling around on the floor. He's very late, isn't he, David Vaughan? And he knows literally instantly, as soon as he lunges in, he holds his hands up. I think he knows what's coming without looking. Caused problems, haven't they, from set pieces in Forest?
20 minutes to go. Majewski to play it in. Tyson attacked it. So too did Blackstock. Been a frustrating day for him. He only needs one more goal for his best ever scoring season, Dexter Blackstock. On 14 at the moment. Figure he has managed before.
Keeps getting in there, doesn't he? He'll keep getting in there. Nottingham Forest just need to keep that supply line going for Dexter Blackstock.
Adam hoping that might bounce behind the Forest defence for Campbell to run onto, but Gunter got it away.
The telltale sign as to how the second half has gone is that Nottingham Forest just haven't been able to get Paul Anderson on the ball at all, have they? And he was in the thick of everything in the first half. That's something they can look to try and redress, but he's on the periphery at the minute. He's such a good player, he can make things happen.
Blackpool showing really why they have been a force this season. This is a club who have been fighting relegation the last couple of seasons.
3 seasons ago they were in League One, weren't they? So
yeah,
fantastic turnaround.
And Nottingham Forest, remember, were 19th last season. They're up 16 places this year. It's good stuff. Two good sides battling it out. Not a lot in it. And a lot of the arguments still to come, both today and Tuesday. Now Taylor Fletcher with a good determined run. He's got the free kick. That looked a good challenge from Wilson, and he's given this Phil down. He looked like he won the ball cleanly there for all the world.
Well, he does. You can't believe it. Look, this could be a massive moment in this playoff semi-final. It's a great run from Taylor Fletcher, but watch Kelvin Wilson. There's the ball. It's an absolutely fantastic tackle. But Phil Dowd is behind that. He's running in a straight line behind man and ball. I just wonder whether he can see that. He obviously can't see what we can see. It's the only reason I can think that he would give a free kick for that.
But what's a chance here for Blackpool? Charlie Adams lining up another one here. It will surely be him who hits it. Difficult one, really. Adam into the wall. Now Coleman to play it back in again, bouncing around dangerously. Ormrock, but the whistle had already gone for an infringement.
Well, Charlie Adam will be really disappointed with that effort. Actually, he tried to strike it too hard as this comes in. Not really see what that is for.
So he goes in the book as well, Chris Gunter. Yeah, it was hard to see what, if that was for something said.
There was a little nudge by Taylor Fletcher there, but Chris Gunter has obviously said something to Phil Dowd, and now the bench of Nottingham Forest are obviously in the ear of the fourth official, and they've got to stay calm. And you can see the frustration because it was a fantastic tackle, wasn't it, by Kelvin Wilson?
Yeah. Totally understandable, I think, but Billy Davis here is having his say with Phil Dowd.
Smile.
It's one of those volcanic occasions, isn't it? This, to use a topical word, I guess.
Could say that, yeah. Two characters you've got managing both of these teams as well. Could be as volatile as the best of them, can't they? Billy Davis and Ian Holloway.
Great noise here from the Blackpool supporters, who are really starting to believe Blackpool haven't been a top flight club since the early 1970s. They lead 2-1 here. This time it's a Forest free kick.
Tried to barge his way through again, isn't he? Taylor Fletcher did it previously.
Complaining to Phil Dowd.
We can't believe that that's intentional, surely. Fell over and landed on Wilson's arm, didn't he? Here's the move. Davis clearly going for it. Really believes his team can get another goal.
Look at this, Dexter Blackstop who's coming off here. So a striker for a striker. On comes Robert Earnshaw, who won and lost in the playoffs in his time with Cardiff City. He's only scored twice away from home this season.
It'd be a good time to make it a third, wouldn't it?
Southern helped it forward. Forest want this equaliser to take back to the City ground on Tuesday. Earnshaw, immaculate control. That was so silky. And then not quite so silky as he fell over himself. Here's Adam again having a much more influential second half. Blackpool are going to make a change shortly. Ben Burgess is going to replace Gary Taylor-Fletcher, who can't continue. Eight goals for him this season, Ben Burgess. There's another player who was in the squad, although didn't come on at Wembley when they were promoted 3 seasons ago from League One. Look at this ball for Anderson, just a bit too long, but a cute ball it was.
Brilliant. Tyson chasing back there.
Vaughan here for Blackpool. Gunter to help it forward. Possession squandered for Nottingham Forest, who rather need it. Blackpool, who finished 6th in this division. No team finishing that low has been promoted via the playoffs since West Ham 5 years ago. Vaughan with a tremendous run down the right-hand side here. Corner.
It's a good tackle in the end by Chris Cohen. I think he's actually hurt himself, hasn't he, in getting back and making that challenge just for a second. It looks like Vaughan's in behind, but look at the determination on Chris Cohen's face. Just gets back in the nick of time and falls awkwardly.
Wonderful goal today, but an injury here for Cohen in this game of 8 bookings so far. A club who missed out because of Blackpool's late surge. Those changes can wait because there's a corner here for Blackpool. Looking for the 2-goal cushion. Ever attacking that on the near post. It wasn't a bad effort, you know.
Well, the thing is, he's a long way past that near post, like almost on the corner of the 6-yard area. It'll take some special header to get it on target and in from there.
So Brett Ormrod is going to make way here. One of the players. Fresh legs being introduced, and so too DJ Campbell. Campbell, whose run led to the penalty kick. So Stephen Dobby is on, and so too is Barry Bannon, the midfield player who's arrived on loan from Aston Villa. Fresh legs for one late surge from Blackpool, who might feel that if they can make it a 2-goal advantage, they really will be in the box seat. Dobby here. That's a great block by Perch. Burgess! Oh, just behind it, hit the stanchion behind the goal.
Well, he doesn't get a clean connection, and often, you know, these are the ones that end up bobbling into the back of the net, aren't they? It's good play. It's great defending by Perch, but as it falls for Burgess, he hits it into the ground. Look how close that is. A decent effort, you know. It's an awkward ball. It's bouncing and bobbling and oh so close.
Burgess helping it wide. Away by Baptiste, who's been very good back there. Now then, Robert Earnshaw. Possession given away. Misdirected pass from Dobby. Tense here now. Well, it has been all day, really.
It has, but I do feel if there is going to be another goal, it would be a big moment in the whole tie. I think in the last 7 minutes plus stoppage.
At either end, of course.
At either end.
Yeah. I think it would establish a crucial advantage, wouldn't it? One way or the other. As it is, it's kind of on a knife edge. 2-1 Blackpool. Good comeback from them. Goalkeeper should get this. He does. Bannon lays it inside. Vaughan again getting a little more stretched, as you'd imagine now late on. Bannon looks to find Dobby, but Perch is there, and Anderson, he's offside in the end. McGoldrick.
He took his time, didn't he? The assistant referee on this side took his time to decide. Must have been a close one. That ball's laid forward. He's just gone a fraction too soon, hasn't he, McGoldrick? It's a good decision.
He did score here last season in a 1-1 draw for Southampton, David McGoldrick. But he's only got 3 goals in this season, usually on the bench. Away by Morgan. Here is McGoldrick, whose control was exemplary. Earnshaw. McGoldrick again. Lovely looking ball, that one. A Forest in business with Tyson here. Everett was always favourite for a ball like that.
And Burgess had a handful of Wes Morgan's shirt out, and all the Forest supporters below us saw that.
Forest may take the view, even though it's turned out a bit disappointingly for them, having led in this game, that they can well retrieve this on Tuesday night with their fantastic home record. But they might do rather better than that, because here's McGoldrick. Oh, and he's overhit that.
Earnshaw.
Way too far from Cohen.
Earnshaw's in acres of space on the edge of the penalty area. Arms in the air, look, he's looking and saying to McGoldrick. Just watch up Robert Earnshaw as he lays that ball off. Played into McGoldrick, but he's making his way in, look. And he just takes the time and gets his head up. Earnshaw was in a lot of space.
There's such great vision, doesn't he, Adam, there? He saw a pass, I think, that few others would have seen on the pitch. They nearly picked up Dobby's run. No understating how important he's been for Blackpool this season. His long ball away by Everett. Ian Holloway says he's only spent £800,000 on his squad, and £500,000 of that was on Adam.
Absolutely fine job, isn't he? I think when you're a club like Blackpool as well, every penny is an important penny spent, isn't it? Certainly bought well in Holloway.
Getting late here. Is there to be one more moment of drama, one more decisive goal? Potentially decisive, anyway. Misunderstanding there between Craney and Dobby. It's fallen here for Dobby. Adam lost his footing. Amazing how often he stormed forward from the back today, Ian Everett. To some effect, it should be said too.
It shows the ambition both he and Blackpool have got. 3 minutes away from Blackpool gaining a really important advantage in this playoff. The centre-half storming forward.
Now the fans here wondering, are the Premier League going to lose one famous Lancashire club in Burnley and gain another in Blackpool? Vaughan. Taken down by Earnshaw.
Once again.
It's another yellow.
Yeah. Once again, it's the right decision, isn't it, by David Vaughan? When you get ahead of a player, you've got to cut across them. Because if you do, there's always a chance that this might happen. I think it's just a tangle of legs. I mean, Earnshaw's trying to get back, and Vaughan cuts across him and tangle of legs. It's another opportunity.
I can't swear to this, but I think it's 9 yellows. It's like the line in the film, and all the confusion I've kind of forgot. It's a lot.
I don't think it was ever going to be anything different.
No. Crucially for Blackpool, one of the yellows isn't Charlie Adam. It looked like he's going to hit this with a new ball here that's been brought out. Adam, this is quite a good range, isn't it, Don, for him?
It is, because you're far enough out to get a lot of power on it. You're also far enough out to get it over the wall and down under the crossbar. Easier said than done, but if anybody's capable, he is.
90th minute, Adam over the bar, much to the relief of Nottingham Forest.
He's had a couple of opportunities, hasn't he, from free kicks, Charlie Adam. Disappointing again.
Off comes Nathan Tyson to be replaced by Lewis McGugan. Midfield player from Long Eaton, a Nottinghamshire boy, who scored on the day Forest secured their promotion from League One at Yeovil. Cohen. 2-1 Blackpool. A reminder again, the away goals don't count double in the playoffs. That rule does not kick in at all. McKenna around the corner. Good turn by McGugan. Cut off by Baptiste, who's been solid back there. A lot of his family, he's from Nottinghamshire, are Nottingham Forest fans, Baptiste.
That's what they've done too often in the second half for me. You know, Nottingham Forest haven't passed the ball at all well. Giving the ball away. When they're on form, when they're on song, Nottingham Forest, they are the kind of team that can pass the ball, can keep possession. They haven't done that in the second half.
It's not been easy for the players in this wind, and not the easiest pitch either.
No, there is that to be taken into account, but even some of the simple passes have gone astray, passes that you wouldn't expect to.
Craney here. Blackpool in search of a third goal. Stoppage time, there's plenty of it, as you can see. 5 minutes due to be played. Good ball round the corner, was it? No, not. In the end by Dobby. Again. Now here's Adam. Vaughan. To be honest with you, Charlie Adam looks too good, doesn't he, for the championship?
Well, I was surprised he wasn't snapped up in January, I have to be honest with you. He's already in the goals then, but he's not just a goal scorer we've seen today. Passed the ball, really cultured left foot, covers a lot of ground as well.
Well played by Abbott. Blackpool have put in a fine effort in this second half to nose in front.
I wonder if you'd have offered this scoreline to both managers before kick-off. Maybe they'd both have took it.
Interesting to hear how they read things after the game, if it stays like this. If. Vaughan again. Now then, here's a chance for Forest to come forward with Anderson once more. You feel sure he's going to be a big player in the second leg, don't you? Craney. Burgess. Away by McKenna, who is lasting the distance despite his 11-game absence. It's a difficult one for Morgan, that. Handled it well. Maybe one last chance for Forest to level it up. Disappointing, really.
Awful lot of long balls in the second half from Forest. Maybe they felt the pressure of Ian Holloway's team, but I think he will certainly be demanding a lot more quality from his boys on Tuesday night.
What a racket, what a noise from the Blackpool fans here. It's a wall of noise now. 2-1, but these fans believe this side has something about them this season, and that maybe there's a sense of destiny.
You wonder as well, don't you, when you beat a team. I know Blackpool have got a pretty good record against Nottingham Forest, haven't they? Recent times anyway. Are Blackpool Nottingham Forest's bogey team? That's the question.
Earnshaw plays it back, Cohen again! A terrific save that was, it really was, there by Matthew Gilks.
It's a big moment, that is a huge moment, because the difference between 2-2 and 2-1 could prove pivotal. It's a lovely strike, isn't it? Again, cuts across the ball, gets it fading into the goal. And Matthew Gilks, who hasn't had much to do in the second half, is really alert. That's a big save, a good save.
Now then, Forest with a very late corner here. We're past the 5 minutes that was supposed to be added on. It's away by Evan, and that is it. Blackpool take a 2-1 lead to the City Ground on Tuesday. Great goal from Chris Cohen. Back came Blackpool, Keith Southern, then Charlie Adam with a penalty kick, and Blackpool are 2-1 up with 90 minutes left of this semi.
Quite a hung playoff, but very, very tight. Billy Davis, a goal down when they go back to the City Ground. Blackpool just edging in front after being a goal down.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.